Hello, everyone. Happy Monday, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's Monday. I'm sorry. I'm doing readings ahead of time for my members and for Trump's health and all that. And I was like, wait, where am I? So anyway, yeah. Happy full moon Monday. And my question, so I'm using Ciro Marchetti's Kipper, okay? And I want to find out, I want to see, will Trump, are they going to 25th Amendment him, is what I'm wondering. So it's doubtful that so I'm looking at the ways like he could be, taken out. Well, he's already been impeached twice. The second time for the January 6th insurrection, of course. But he wasn't removed because that takes that takes like 2/3 of Congress, and he went through the trial and was impeached, but then he even got to run again after that. So it's so screwed up. But anyway, now we're in a different place. Now it could be J.D. Vance. So if the main man comes through, that's Trump. If the J.D. Vance, he's not 50 yet. Okay, I have to figure this out. Hold on. Sorry about that. There are 6 people cards. I'm thinking J.D. would probably be this guy. And the mature man would probably be, because this guy's up to 55 years old. This guy could be Russell Vogt. Stephen Miller, he's in his late 50s too. But anyway, yeah, let's just see. Let's just see who comes through. And whether or not, like I was saying, whether or not all these, or like I was thinking, whether or not all these people cards come through or not, I want to get because there are other cards that would show the whole process. And then the result I want over here. The answer and the result I want over here. I want to see the process at the core, all the players framing in, and the answer over here. Because it's a vice president along with a majority of the, official people that they have to create that's not good, a written declaration to Congress stating something about like the president is not able to do their duties anymore. I can't remember the official words. And then if it happens, if they can 25th Amendment him, I think it's Section 4, then the vice president is, J.D. Vance would like that, right? He's the president. And then he picks somebody who could be the VP. The president can also counter. They can send their own declaration to Congress and contest it all. But there would be a congressional vote, and they'd have, I guess, about 3 weeks to vote to get it together and vote. And then that's when it takes a 2/3 vote in both the House and the Senate to find that he's disabled or unable, right? Yeah. So let's see. Is that going to happen? Will that happen? Okay. Well, this would be the possible goings-on, the possible going back and forth with it. This card's kind of like the 6 of Pentacles, giving and receiving, quid pro quo, things like that. This would be the big old ruh-roh for Trump. This would be the declaration itself. In this deck, it's message of concern, but this card is usually sad news. And it's our card for a painful loss and perception. It's also about illnesses, too, and a confrontation in a crisis, right? Because the dude has a psychological disorder. Poverty brings in that sense of not being able to get by. And then we've got, this is interesting. There's only 4 money cards in the deck. And the only way you screw up this card with some bad cards around it. And here we go. That's interesting. So here would be the document itself. Both of these, actually. The change. I don't know who the privileged lady. This would be. Well, it may not be a person. Like this card can be the stand-in card for a lot of younger women in Congress, but it's really a card that comes through about creativity and the creation of wealth. But this could be a person who. Let's just keep going. Like, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? There's the work. Wow, there's a group. That could be Congress itself. Oh, this is a card that would take quite some time. And then here's our answer card. All right. Okay. So let's just follow along with the clues here. So the house to me is the card for the structure and the stability of Congress. This is something that is, we're needing to have a stability and security. And this looks like to me the coming together that. Like I said, we have the 3 money cards. There's one more, which is gift, that didn't come through. But there's something, it's a financial issue. This card has to do with a sudden financial change and something that's improved unexpectedly. And a contract, that could be a business contract, within the inner circle of those who hold the purse strings in Congress. So, of course, it'd be his own GOP turning against him because they're losing. There's something about a financial problem. We've got the risking it card to it doesn't have to be imprisonment, but it could just be restricting him to the point. And it might be there's some secrets that come out about some people and money. And because, see, the problem with Trump is he's now at that place, or one of the problems with Trump is he's now at that place where he's always saying the quiet part out loud. He's telling on himself. He's so demented, and he's in such a. But this reading is about what are they going to do about him, right? So I don't see his cards here. I just see that this is the situation, and they're needing to work in a way to get out of their own spiritual poverty and the money, because it's nothing but the money that gets these guys, right? And they've been in bed with Russia for a long time. Remember the 147 members of the GOP that voted to overturn the election, and in the post section, I added a link so you can look up and see who all those are, and you can write to them. And it just may very well be that they're needing to turn that around. They've risked it in the past. They have worked, and they've come together, right? all together in a way that they think they had all the control, but now they're restricted because it's, crazy man at the top. And so there's that poverty, and they're worried about their future and, creating money. And somebody, I think, is going to put together, because when it comes to the 25th Amendment, this would be the document. And the only thing that bothers me, because we do have the discovery going forward and something brought into Congress, the only thing that bothers me is that this card here, the pathway card, when it comes to timing, is 1 to 2 years. And we don't have that much time. Maybe it's just more about going back and forth and seeing where they've, where their path has taken them in all their work, and they're tired of being restricted. And it could very well be that some secrets come out about them, and then they're in a crisis and a confrontation because there's some proof here. This could very well, I'm not asking about what this is with this spread, but this could definitely have to do with the Epstein files and all they were girls back in the day. It could also be some proof documents about Trump and his connections with Epstein, and maybe this is Katie Johnson and others. Because aren't they supposed to be? Are they coming back to Washington on the 8th? Is that the case in just a couple days? You guys, so let me know if that's true or not. But anyway, the four corners tell me it's something that's been developing for a long time. Looks to me like now there's evidence and there's proof, and it changes. And it has something to. It changes his position within, the leader of Congress, which he's not supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be 3 separate branches, not all glommed together with one. All of this that we're going through is the GOP's fault for even allowing him in, and then of course SCOTUS. So anyway, here the answer card here with the courthouse. This card has to do, this is SCOTUS. This is a card that stands in for SCOTUS, but it's also our card for legal matters and pressing charges and the hearings and the whole judicial process and, the discovery. And then also this is a card of sometimes being delivered from an entanglement. And the entanglement is here and here, has to do with the money. And it looks to me like they would give, there's an inner circle that will give what is needed to bring this through, because this is definitely a trial. This card rules, all the agencies in our government as well. I think, in a nutshell, what I'm getting here is that if it doesn't happen soon, it looks to me like it will inevitably, even though isn't it interesting that this is the only people card that came through? Let's do it a different way. Let me ask from a different angle. If the main man comes through, I'll assign that card as being J.D. Vance. Hold on. There we are. Okay, so will J.D. Vance become president? Will J.D. Vance become president? I guess and I'll ask for timing. I can always use the Lennies for timing too later, but let's just see. Will J.D. Vance ever become president? Let's look for J.D.'s position in the future. I've read on this before. But I think they were like the full-on big old grand tableau with all the houses and really long readings that most people don't want to sit through. Although this one's probably going to be a little too long already. Anyway, I'll let go of that. So, will J.D. Vance become president? Let's look at J.D. Vance's political position going forward from October 7th, 2025. There. Well, that's a down patch, but maybe that's just the situation. Here he is, okay. Maybe this is Trump's situation. JD came through. Something new or small, maybe for a short time. Let's just keep going. Well, there's a partnership. There's some kind of loyalty. There's the death, bad health and death. There's him waiting patiently, helplessly. Oh, God. Okay. I feel like this is Russell Vogt. Oh, yeah, Russell Vogt and Peter Thiel. I've got those kind of vibes there because this is my card for AI. It's, automation. I'm going to take it out a little further. Oh, there we go. The gift. The grift and the gift. Moving forward, something coming full circle. Oh, yeah, it's official. And then here's, this would be Usha. Because them are the rules with Kipper and the people cards. Okay, so a down patch or something quick, like there's something goes on, right? We can see this would be, maybe this is Trump. Maybe oh yeah, grifter in chief. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, so that would mean all these cards are sneaking up behind Trump's back. So his soul journey has come to a meeting where loyalty has ended. His illness has really taken him down, and there's a decree, and J.D. Vance gets in, and Trump goes to the grifting realm from which he came. I don't think we'll have any sadness about the funeral. And I got a long time ago that he would want his body buried or taken to Scotland, buried there. But anyway, that's neither here nor there for this reading. Yeah, this is Trump. Okay. J.D. Vance has support and secrets about his own reputation, and he's headed towards being betrayed. He's headed towards being in danger. He's looking forward to, he's actually an enemy. He's an enemy of Trump. What's sneaking up behind him is, he'll be gifted with this position of president, but he's not going to be able to handle it. And he's already obsessing over, I got to get like he thinks he can do it. But he also is helpless and pessimistic and insecure, and he's not interpreting reality clearly. And he's not going to do well. He's going to be like the child president, kind of, I mean, it's new and it's small and it's, it's a short time. When it comes to timing, he'll be president for a short time. Yeah. Because other things are going to happen down here. investigations into how he even got in. They all got in, probably. Investigations into the stolen election, and expectations would bring, that card would bring in another. Well, he's up there at the top where he's got some control, but then he's just kind of waiting for it to all end. Because it's not going to be good for him. He will find that his loyalty to him, it has ended as well, because there's something official when it comes to, when we have the military official card here. I mean, I can't say that it would be the military removing. We have, okay, so the way it goes, and the reason why I'm doing this reading on the 25th Amendment is that the only way to remove a president from power is that it has to go through an impeachment and removal, or the president has to die, or the president has to be removed by a majority, like I was saying, like if he's so disabled he can't, right? So for sure JD's going to get in, it looks like, but then what happens to JD is the fact that there are rules and regulations and responsibilities, and he's not up to it. He's not up to it, I don't think. Because he's just in it for a short time, and it's because our well, I don't have the Constitution card here, but we can see where this is all going, and I can read on it later. The deal is our, we're gonna, after the midterms, things are gonna, by then people are gonna be so, I mean, they're already pissed. They are so pissed. And his approval rating is just going, and no matter where JD goes, he gets booed. Nobody likes it. They don't like. And even Usha, this is interesting. They seem to be together in public, but when you're doing a relationship reading, if they're like this, they're in alignment. If they're like this, you look at what's in between them, and there's the quality of their relationship. If they're like this, they're going in different directions. And she's leaving the reading, and the whole past is coming up behind her. And so it's like, if I were to read the toil and labor card in a different way, I would say, yeah, it's her karma to be betrayed, and it's over, and she's kind of helpless, and then maybe she's wanting to get out of Dodge, because we've got complaints here with the adjudication card. Should be adjudication, but we have complaints and people who are investigating, and look at that, right? There's investigation there that's sneaking up behind her. She doesn't want anything to do with that. This can be a card for therapy too. She might be wanting to go to therapy. This is also a card for someone who decides the person, their future. So she doesn't have any control over her future. And JD's looking for advice from somebody else that is wiser, and I don't think she's going to like that, because, she's an attorney herself. So, yeah. Now, timing. Let's look at timing. I hope you're still here with me. This card, the expectation card, towards the painful loss and ending, because you know who this is, right? You know who's in there. This card is 2 to 3 weeks to 2 to 3 months. So let's see if Trump even makes it to the end of the year. Okay. Notice that we don't have that pathway, long time term, whatever card here for JD. So that tells me he's not going to be in that long. And that's especially true because the child card is short term. So yeah, short amount of time. Sometimes it's a card for springtime. So maybe, next spring. Or just a short, we have to wait for this, actually. We have to wait for this for Trump, and then it'll be a short time after Trump is gone. So I'm thinking it's after the midterms, when the Democrats take back the House and the Senate. Whew. Okay, I'm not going to mess around with it. As far as timing cards, the others are not so explicit. And I just want to get this uploaded for now. Okay. Like I said, happy Monday. Bye.